Okay, so presence, practice, proclamation. We're going to really focus on the practice piece now. Um, Practice is on top of presence, of course. We take time, we build trust. Once we've began to build trust, then we can help the kids to tell their story, and they'll feel free to tell their story because we have some sort of trust with them at this point. So we're going to talk about how to have a healing conversation, or I'm going to give you a roadmap to a healing conversation. As we do the program together, there's going to be a lot of structure in there. It's going to be very guided, and so it'll be very obvious to you when it's time to have a conversation. But as you have the conversation, there are 6 points. 6 points, or 6 pieces of a healing conversation. We want to talk about those things today. This is going to be your roadmap to help guide you as you're having a healing conversation. So, if you've got some pen and paper, please write these things down. Please write down these 6 steps. It's important for you to have them. Okay, the first step. By the way, this is called critical incident debriefing, and the first step is make contact. This really is very simple. It just means saying hi. How's it going? How's your day been? Are you having fun today? How'd you like that last game that we played? What do you think about this weather? Whatever, all that kind of small talk, all those little things that you say to initiate a conversation. We don't jump right into saying, "Hey, tell me about the worst thing that's ever happened to you." No, we start with something simple like, "Good morning. How was school today?" Whatever, those kind of simple things. We make contact with the person. All right, very simple. Step 1. Step 2 is make an assessment. Internally, in your mind, you're thinking, where is this person? Are they ready to talk yet? Are they too anxious? Are they feeling? Are they scared? Do we have enough trust? You're making an assessment, trying to figure out where is this person? Are they ready to share? So, and this is a step that actually you're going to be using throughout the time that you're talking to someone. You're always going to be assessing, where are they? Are they okay to keep talking? Is it time to move to the next step, or the step after that? So you'll always be assessing. Is it time to end the conversation? Maybe you end your healing conversation with step 1, or with step 2, that you make contact, and then you assess that this person does not want to talk. And so maybe that's where your healing conversation ends on that day. But on another day, you start back over again. You start back over with step 1. You make contact, and then you assess, how are they doing? Are they ready to talk? And if they are, then you can move to step 3. And also, we're going to be working in small groups a lot. So there will be natural times, where you'll have a one-on-one conversation with someone, but a lot of it will happen in the context of a group. And so you're assessing a lot of things at once. You're assessing where each individual kid is in your group, and you're assessing where's the group as a whole. And people are going to be in different places at different times. So step 2, make an assessment. All right, step 3 is you're going to gather facts. So maybe the theme of the day is anger, and where the kids are drawing pictures of a time when they felt angry, or something that makes them angry. And so you're going to start by, before you get into the thoughts and feelings about anger, you're going to start with facts. Facts are a lot easier to talk about than thoughts and feelings. I remember my dad, he was diagnosed with cancer like 10 years ago now, And when he was first diagnosed with cancer, it rocked me to the core, because my dad is like the rock of our family. Like he's that steady presence, that strong, steady presence in our family. And when I heard that he had cancer, man, it just like it rocked my world. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel. But I could talk about the facts. So when somebody would ask me, "Hey, how's your dad doing?" or what's going on with your dad? I could talk about, yeah, he's got this kind of cancer. He's doing this kind of treatment. He's whatever. I could talk about the schedule of treatment that he was going to be having. But I couldn't talk about how I felt like it was totally changing our family. That this person who was this solid foundation of our family, how I was afraid that I was gonna lose that. I couldn't talk about those thoughts and feelings. It was too difficult. But I could talk about the facts pretty easily. So the facts are more of a surface level of as far as intimacy goes, as far as people feeling safe to share. So third step is gather facts. Where were you when this happened? What did you do first? Where was your family? You're just asking all kinds of fact kind of questions. What happened next? Then you can move on to the fourth step. And the fourth step is inquire about thoughts. Thoughts are sort of a deeper level of intimacy, and it takes a little bit more trust to talk about thoughts. And you can ask, what did you think first when you heard the gunshots? Or what ran through your mind as you smelled the fire? Whatever it is, you inquire about thoughts next. Now, it's important to slow down. If we move too fast, remember, we're building on that foundation of trust. And if we move too fast, if we push too hard, then we're going to break that foundation of trust. We're going to weaken that because a person may only be at the point where they're able to talk about facts. But if we push them to talk about their thoughts of something, they may not be ready. And if we push, then we're going to be hurting that foundation of trust. Okay, the fifth step to this healing conversation is inquire about feelings. That is the deepest level of intimacy. It's going to be the hardest thing for people to talk about their feelings. But it's important, like I said earlier, the maxims of being a caregiver is that we want to affirm feelings. That if a child is feeling a certain way, we want to affirm that and invite them to share their feelings and not ridicule them for or shame them for having feelings, even if they're feelings that maybe we don't think are appropriate. Maybe they've got anger that comes out at a inappropriate time, and we don't think that there should be any reason for anger at that moment. We don't want to shame them for having that feelings, but we want to invite them to express those feelings and walk through with them why they're feeling those feelings, where those feelings came from. So that's the fifth piece of this healing conversation roadmap. And then finally, the last piece is, where's my last? Well, the last piece is that reframing piece. That, after we've taken time to talk about, to make contact, make an assessment, gather facts, thoughts, feelings, then it comes time for us to say something. There's a time for us to help them to reframe. There's a time for us to show some support to them, and we'll talk more later about the tools that we can use at that point in the healing conversation. Tools that we can use to help them reframe. there's times throughout the healing conversation where you're going to be using all kinds of listening skills. In fact, all through steps 1 through 5, it's all about listening skills. And then finally, that sixth step is those are your sending skills, when you get to say something. So those are the 6 steps to a healing conversation. So what I want us to do now is to practice those things. I want us to practice having healing conversations with one another. So I'd like you to pair up into groups of 2. If need be, there could be a group of 3, but 2 is best. And I want you to think about a time when you were angry. Think about a time in the last 2 weeks that you were angry. It can be a big thing, it can be a small thing, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But think about a specific time when you felt angry in the last 2 weeks. And we're going to take turns telling our stories and practicing being a caregiver. And so the first person will tell their story of being angry, and the second person will use the roadmap to have a conversation with the person. You're going to make an assessment. You're going to be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Whatever. You're going to make contact. Then you're going to make an assessment. Is this person ready to share? And that's going to be pretty easy because you have to, because it's your assignment right now. So the other person is going to share, and then you're going to gather facts. You're going to ask them about what happened. Go through all those things. You can ask about the different details of the story. Then you'll move on to thoughts. And then you move on to feelings. And then when it comes time, after you feel like you've heard the story, then as a caregiver, maybe you've got some words of encouragement. Maybe you've got maybe you want to pray with the other person. Maybe whatever. Just offer some support to the person who is telling the story. Now we'll take about 5 minutes for each person. So we'll take our time with this exercise. 5 minutes for one person to share, and then we'll switch, and you have 5 minutes for the next person to share.